again. Well, working on these Hutt ships, Hutt Patrol Craft. Thought I'd show a little bit of the really boring stuff. It's has worked for me pretty well. First of all, junky clothes. Cover your hair if you got any. And then we need to get these parts I've been working on. You need to get your model, your raw components to a certain stage where it's time to go ahead and start putting them together, right? So this is going to be that process. Not a big deal. I mean, all you're doing is washing little pieces of plastic. But I found an approach to it over the years. It's just simpler, and it's such a straightforward affair in the first place that you just want to, you know, be efficient and expedient and what have you, this and that. Other college words, high school words, whatever. What I do is I organize all the components to a model. Some of the good stuff would be guns for a battleship or a patrol Corvette. Probably got some guns on it, you know. So all the cool guns are in one little baggie, and then some general pieces. Here's some detailing, little random bits that are going to go on the ship, especially on the main focal point, which is the bridge of the ship. And you got the little. This is going to be the actual Hutt command ship. This is like an escape ship, but it attaches to the top of the main bridge to become the command module. And when they get into trouble, they can escape, fly away on its own. So just different little details that you want to keep together. And once you start coming to a point where everything's coalescing to an end product, you know, but from the onset, when I was on eBay hunting down various cool little Warhammer 40K, Marine and Eldar and Imperial Guard bits, which I find are that are in the correct scale and just look good. You know, I'm removed enough from that universe now since I stopped playing those games in 2000. 15 years later, I don't look at them and say, oh, that's so-and-so from this race. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a cool science fiction bit now, you know. So as part of the scratch building, when you're making these models, you want to have a good picture of what they are in your head before you even start buying stuff. But after you've gotten sketches done, I've shown some of my little very simple, silly little illustrations in GIMP. Just, you know, like I took a picture of the gun, the zombie hunter gun, and flipped it upside down and colored it. Now that's kind of what it's going to look like. You know? So you get your designs down, then you put everything in one place, keep it all together. That's simple and important. Now, the way I like to clean things, I don't like to lean over a sink and with bad, you know, non-work lighting, trying to just see what I'm doing. And you do want to clean these things pretty good for glue and primer adhesion. If these things have got finger oil and just dust or whatever on them, it ain't going to turn out good for you. So what I've done over the years is been pretty attentive to that and really not had any trouble. I've totally sanded this model. I've got some pictures on the blog update. I believe I'm doing part 3 of this. I think it's the next article I'm getting ready to publish. And I really totally just sanded this thing. I mean, it's you know, the parts that I wanted to remove, some of it needs a little putty, but this has been really thoroughly sanded with a standard fine grain, not like a super fine or anything like that, but just a good fine grain sandpaper. Previously, of course, I used rough and then medium. Then I got the whole model's been sanded into fine, and that gets rid of the textures that are built up after removing. I mean, this thing had like numbers on it and a little caution warning here. I've got some better pictures of that on the blog post. And then there's some logo like where it says Nerf. I don't care about that because I'm going to be covering that with another whole component. And the same here, there's going to be details over this. That didn't need to be removed. But the back of the fuselage where it goes to the engines, yeah, that had to go. You know, so all those little details have been thoroughly removed. And as a result of that, everything has got a grit, a tackiness, a porousness like your skin or like the texture of cardboard. This entire model has that on it now because it's been sanded. So we need to, and additionally, I use oils. I use a brush and put oil on these items when I'm sanding them. You just get a better, smoother, consistent effect when you lubricate the model before you scratch it up. You know. So what you need to do now is get some nice hot water and some good antibacterial dish soap. And I like to use a case like this so I can sit my fat ass down and really work on it. And I had to be bent all over, you know, stressing my back out and trying to rush the process of cleaning it because my back is starting to bother me because I'm hunched over. You know, no. Comfort. So we get a nice, very warm, very soapy. You want the like Dawn Ultra or Palmolive, anything that's a name brand quality product for like $5, $6, $7 for a big bottle of it, and it has to be Ultra. You really want Ultra to get in here and really just tear this grease up. I mean, you want this to be very, very, very clean. I mean, you can eat off of this when you're done. That's how clean this thing needs to be. And I find that you don't need to scrub it really hard, but you need to be thorough. You need to do, I'm over exaggerating, do like a little circly motion over the whole model. And really, with a good firmness where you're really bending these bristles down without damaging, you know, I'm not trying to break the damn thing, but you definitely want to. And see, I can be all lazy and just, I can take a nap doing this. But really scrub it good. This is going to be boring. If you got ADD or if this is elementary modeling techniques to use, you can probably quit watching the video because I'm going to sit here for a few minutes to scrub this damn model and chit-chat a little bit. Now, nice and scrubby up, bub. Nice and scrubby up. Also, I don't need these on anymore. Over there, you. Put a towel down so that this don't slide everywhere. You got a nice wet, clean towel under the case here. I can't recommend these bigger cases enough. These things are they're Iris brand. You can get them for $10 to $20 a piece at Walmart, or you can get them at iris.com. I believe it's iris.com. It's I call them granny carts. It's for storing paper projects and little beads and little country craft type stuff that moms and sisters do, grandmothers. You know? But, the reason I'm scrubbing this in one piece is just to get an overall equal tension over the entire critter here. And this model is in steel pieces, it's dry fitted. There's no, haven't glued it at all yet. That's what this is for, so I can't start gluing this stuff together. See how you really, it's like scrubbing a tire. You really want to Clean it up good. And not get soap all over your tools and stuff. Alright, I'm going to take this apart now and get on both sides of it. And I don't want to bore you to death, so I am going to pause the video and restart it once I got it all cleaned up. Because, you know, I think I made my point. You don't want to sit here and watch me sit here and do this. That'd be kind of, that would be boring, wouldn't it? So, got it cleaned up a little down, just to give you an idea what's going on. And also, you lock the bad boy down here. And I'm going to let that soak some too. Let that hot water and that soap soak into the plastic good. You really want to, like I said, you really want to clean this thing. Man, you know, it needs to be clean. It's not OCD, that's just years of experience. And you see people say, oh man, my models, the paint's coming rubbing off, or I had trouble gluing pieces together and the glue didn't want to get your ass in the backs. Engines, and I still got some cleanup to do to this, so there's no need to wash that yet, but all this is fixed to go together as one big piece, so get that soak up. OCD kicking in. But people will say, man, why did the glue come apart on my, why wouldn't it hold good? I used good super glue and stuff like that, and my paint's rubbing off after I did a good job of priming it. You didn't wash the motherfucker. Wash the plastic. Because if you do this, I don't care if you just got out of the shower. Man, my nose is kind of, scratch, rub on my eyebrow. Okay, now you got human funk. And it gets on that plastic and stays there. And on a microscopic level, my brothers, you do not want that on your plastic. Which is why it looks like I'm obsessive compulsive, which I am. But all these rags get treated about a dozen times a day with a hot antibacterial soapy solution, and they're clean. That's why you don't see a lot of professionally done models with any kind of rubbing or, you know, breakage and stuff, because they clean them first. And I cannot overemphasize it enough. I'm not preaching or being weird. This is not some obsessive thing. It's just a fact. If you clean these plastic models first, let them dry for like a day or longer, covered, because the air will get through, you know, in these, and kind of just let it air dry, away from any kind of dust or debris. Then you put it together and prime it. And I'll show you that step too. You have to wear like plastic gloves and stuff when you put it together, because again, human grease, you know. If you keep this plastic clean through the entire process, once you've done all the really dirty preparation like the sanding and filing and clipping and cutting and these types of things, once all that's been done, you need to keep it clean until you got a primer on it. Once you have that model assembled and it's got primer on it, and it was kept clean and you maintain that procedure throughout, you shouldn't, unless you're a gorilla, or you got some playful kids and you let them have freedom, which is good, you know, a little too much freedom, they grab them and slam them and break, and yeah, it's going to break. But if you take care of them and you got a little bit of an OCD factor and you put them in nice cases, if you clean these up and take care of them through the entire assembly and creation process, they're not going to come apart on you. If you do it right, they're good to go for indefinitely. So, I've yammered enough about that. Clean the motherfucking models. I'll be back with another little step in this procedure. After I spent about 30 minutes continuing to clean this, because this ain't clean yet. I'm just kind of giving you an overview. We watching me scrub this for 30 minutes, that's done. Alright, brothers. See you in the next video. This is Boss. And I'm out!
Scum and Villainy.